Have you ever discovered a detail at a theme park and thought, there's gotta be a story behind that? Well, you've come to the right place. We're Amanda, Kevin, and Kim, the team behind Where in the Park, and we've spent years exploring theme parks and creating seek and find games that uncover the details that most people miss. And now we're diving into the history, stories, and secrets behind those magical details. So grab your curiosity and maybe even a churro, and let's explore the parks together, one detail at a time. Hey there, explorers. Welcome back to another episode of the Where in the Park podcast. I'm your host, Amanda, and today we're heading down Buena Vista Street at Disney California Adventure to meet some of the residents who live there. For those of you who are new to this happy place, welcome. We're Where in the Park, and we make self-paced seek and find experiences to have even more fun at theme parks. Each pack has a deck of cards. Each card has an image hidden somewhere in the theming of the park. The question is, where in the park? To get started on your next adventure at over 20 theme parks nationwide, head over to whereinthepark.com and use code PODCAST10 to take 10% off. And if you'd like to score a free digital game, click on the link in the show notes below, join our Park Press newsletter, and receive a special code for a free mini game good for Downtown Disney, Disney Springs, Universal City Walk, and more. As we talk about the citizens of Buena Vista Street today, we invite you to check out our free Facebook group, Where in the Park Explorers, where you can chat with other theme park enthusiasts like yourself, share your stories and photos from our episode, and more. Just click the link in the show notes to answer a few quick questions, and you're in. And if you're not on Facebook or would just like to see the photos of the details we're covering today, check out the blog that accompanies this podcast at whereinthepark.com/podcast, also available in the show notes. All right, so those who are familiar with the streets at any Disney park know that many second-story windows and buildings pay homage to real-life people who have made a lasting impact on the company we know today. But most of these serve as businesses and not so much residences. And I know you can't see me, but I'm using air quotes. No one actually is living here, and you'll hear why in just a minute. But today we are going to see who resides here on Buena Vista Street by heading to the apartment complex to the right of the entrance of the Five and Dime store. Those of you who have been to DCA might be thinking, I've never seen a sign for an apartment building there. What are you talking about? And you're not wrong. This building is unmarked from the street level. However, between the main Five and Dime shop entrance on the corner and its second entrance just before the monorail bridge is a small cutout with two archways featuring a shop window and a few tiled stairs leading to a set of 4 golden metal mailboxes. To the left of those mailboxes is a closed iron gate, followed by more tiled stairs and a door. You may have noticed a sign on the second story for iWorks Optometrist, a nod to Ub Iwerks, who worked with Walt Disney in the early days of the company and was the original animator for Mickey Mouse. And actually, he is arguably the creator of Mickey himself. But we'll cover Ub's career in a future episode. But anyway, if you're familiar with that location, the mailbox that I'm referring to is directly below that optometrist facade. Again, check out the blog at whereinthepark.com/podcast or join our Where in the Park Explorers Facebook group to see the photos of where I'm talking about. Okay, so now that we know where we are, let's take a closer look at who's receiving mail here and what that tells us about the characters, cast members, and even connections to other Disney parks. The first mailbox is marked S. Yoshiwara. Stacy Ray Yoshiwara was a beloved Disney cast member who passed away before Buena Vista Street was completed. As a tribute, Imagineers added her name to this set as a permanent way to honor her. She had a deep love for Disney storytelling and was part of the team that helped bring details like this to life. So by honoring her in this way, she is forever at home here at DCA. And I personally love seeing details like this, these subtle Easter eggs and nods to those who have made a lasting impact in the hearts and lives of cast members behind the scenes and bringing that to the forefront of guests to share in that love every day. All right, the next mailbox is assigned to E. Valiant. Sound familiar? Well, that's Eddie Valiant, the trench coat wearing private detective from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He was played by Bob Hoskins in the 1988 film that blended live action and animation like never before. Eddie might have had a chip on his shoulder when it came to tunes, but his heart was in the right place. He helped save Roger Rabbit and crack the case behind Judge Doom's plot to destroy Toontown. Now, Eddie has never physically appeared in the Disney parks, or at least he's a very, very rare sighting, but the world of Roger Rabbit certainly is able to be seen in Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin in Toontown at Disneyland. And if you have been to Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida, above the Hollywood and Vine restaurant in Echo Lake, there are nods to Eddie Valiant private investigators specializing in, quote, all crime, surveillance, and missing persons. So why is he on a mailbox here in California? Well, Buena Vista Street is themed to 1920s, 1930s Los Angeles, and the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit takes place in an alternate 1947 Los Angeles. According to the subtle details found in the movie, including on Eddie's desk, we can deduce that both Eddie and his brother graduated from Los Angeles Police Department in 1925, and they started their own private investigation practice in 1934, working on tune cases for Donald Duck's nephews and for Goofy, just to name a few. Also in the movie, after getting the job from Maroon Cartoons, Eddie visits the Pacific Electric Red Car Trolley Terminal Bar to visit his girlfriend to borrow her camera for the job. That red car trolley fleet is the same ones that took guests up and down Buena Vista Street in Hollywoodland until its recent closure in early 2025 to make way for the expansion of Avengers Campus. You'll find a stationary red car trolley at the station directly across the street from Eddie's mailbox. So it all ties together. So moving on to the third mailbox is T. Ogilvy, who is Theodore Ogilvy, one half of the clumsy outlaw duo from the Apple Dumpling Gang. This 1975 Disney live-action comedy western starred Don Knotts as Theodore and Tim Conway as his partner Amos Tucker. The duo was originally referred to as the Hatch Knife Outfit or the Hatch Knife Gang. If you ever stood in line for the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, you've walked past a few posters about Theodore and Amos. The first is a wanted poster on the wall next to a large black round oak furnace in a corner. The poster is written on letterhead for T.W. Bullion Silver Mine in Virginia City, Nevada, and includes a sketch of the two outlaws. The notice reads, "Be on the lookout for these two, claiming to be metallurgists. Fouled up our whole operation and took off with 10 pounds of lead. Complete incompetence." Along the line queue is a series of partitions that are bulletin boards with various telegrams, patent designs, and more. There are a lot of Easter eggs in this section, and we found one source saying that one of these telegrams was about the Apple Dumpling Gang, but our photos that we took in line ourselves couldn't make out any of these telegrams. First, they're all in different fonts, and two, we were taking pictures while the line was moving, and we didn't want to hold up the entire line taking pictures of individual items. Regardless, Big Thunder is under construction right now as I record this, so we'll just have to wait and see if any of these references are still in the line when it reopens. In any case, that first poster on the left was a large wanted ad that read, "Wanted for attempted robbery, chicanery, skullduggery, tomfoolery, and habitual bungling. The Hatch Knife Outfit. Theodore Ogilvy, 51 years old, weight 135 pounds, 5 feet 7 inches tall, bulging eyes, sweaty brow, nervous disposition. Amos Tucker, 42 years old, weight 152 pounds, 5 feet 6 inches tall, brown eyes, fleet of foot, slow of wit. Traveling by mule. Reward of $50, $25 each. Homer McCoy, Sheriff, Quake City, California." Homer McCoy is the town's sheriff, barber, and justice of the peace in the movie. While it's clear the duo have ties to Big Thunder Mountain at the Magic Kingdom, what's less clear is why Theodore resides in 1920s Los Angeles on Buena Vista Street. If the timing of Big Thunder is in the late 1800s, and Theodore is 51 at the time of the wanted poster, that would mean he's well into retirement, living peacefully here at DCA. Lastly, the fourth mailbox is for P. Peabody, and the verdict is still out as to who this is about, but there are two leads in the case. The first might be A. P.V. Peabody, the mechanic played by Alan Arkin in the 1991 Disney film The Rocketeer, which takes place in 1930s Los Angeles, again, right in line with the Buena Vista Street's timeline. The Rocketeer has a cult following and blends aviation adventure with classic Hollywood flair. References to the movie have appeared in several other locations around Disney property, including movie props at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar at Disney Springs, Peavy's Polar Pipeline at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which took over the Lakeside Newsstand in 1991 when the movie came out. There's a parody of the movie poster in line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland, with the title changed to The Mouseketeer. And Tomorrowland in Disneyland had several displays when the movie came out, as well as a Toasty Roasty. For those who don't know, a Toasty Roasty is the small character who turns the crank on Disney popcorn carts. We have it on the calendar to cover these in depth in our January 16th, 2026 episode to celebrate National Popcorn Day on the 19th. It has a fascinating history that you won't want to miss. The second owner of this mailbox might be Officer Percival Peabody, who patrols Hollywood Boulevard at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida and appears in their Citizens of Hollywood performances. For those of you familiar with Officer Blue at DCA, Officer Peabody was clearly trained by the same department, as he also interacts and improvises with guests and even hands out citations. So who do you think this Peabody mailbox belongs to? Officer Percival Peabody from Disney Hollywood Studios, or PV Peabody from the Rocketeers, or maybe somebody else? Let us know in our private Facebook group, Where in the Park Explorers. But speaking of Officer Blue at DCA, he and his neighbors can sometimes be seen walking up and down Buena Vista Street. So be sure to check that live entertainment schedule when you're at the park to see who you might find. You might run into citizens like Donna Lynn DeLaria, or the Dog Lady. Donna is the unofficial mayor of Buena Vista Street and is so excited to welcome newcomers into town, give directions, and of course you can pet her dog, Lady. Then there's Officers Calvin and Clyde Blue. Now, we already mentioned Officer Blue, but we did mention that there's two of them. Yes, brothers Calvin and Clyde Blue patrol the streets and make sure that guests are on their best behavior. In fact, you might even get a citation for best smile or lending a helping hand. If you have ever received a citation from either Officer Calvin or Clyde, we'd love to hear about it on our Where in the Park Explorers Facebook group. And Officer Calvin is actually mentioned in Issue 1, Volume 1, Page 3 of the Buena Vista Bugle that came out when Disney California Adventure was remodeled to include Buena Vista Street. But anyway, the article in the paper mentioned Calvin as the lead investigator of the mysterious incident that occurred at the Hollywood Tower Hotel on October 31st, 1939. Of course, that was the infamous Tower Hotel incident. He is quoted as saying, "We'll find them, brave citizens. One way or another, they'll pop up. And when they do, good behavior citations for all." Some other citizens you might meet along Buena Vista Street are Molly and Millie. These are two sisters who are often on tricycles delivering mail up and down the street. And if you stop and chat with them, you may find that they even have a telegram for you. If you've ever received a telegram, definitely share it with us and who sent you that telegram over on the Facebook group. And lastly, we have Phiphi Farouak Francis. She is a world traveler and loves taking photos of her travels for her magazine. She will absolutely take your photo, but if she uses her camera, it may take some time to develop, as this is the 1930s after all. And I'm sure she would love to see the latest technology of your camera as well. So next time you wander down Buena Vista Street, be sure to introduce yourself to the citizens and pause for a moment at those golden mailboxes, because with each name and tiny detail, you are looking at a piece of Disney history, connecting beloved characters, hidden park nods, and heartfelt tributes all in one small area of the park. Each detail tells a story, and it's placed there with intention. And it has been a blast diving deeper into these details and discovering their significance, and we hope you feel the same way. If you've had a good time or just learned something new today, then please give us a like, subscribe, follow, 5-star review, or whatever your platform that you're listening to us on will allow you to do to share your thoughts and share this show with others. If you loved this deep dive, then again, we have something special for you. As a Where in the Park podcast listener, you can claim a free digital mini game. Just head to the link in our show notes, join our Park Press newsletter, and you'll receive your unique code for one of these games. So this can be played on your phone's web browser. So it's not technically a download, but you're getting the link to the website to play your game. So you can choose from Downtown Disney, Disney Springs, Universal City Walk in Hollywood, the San Diego Zoo, or the San Diego Safari Park. And we'll be adding to our digital game lineup very, very soon. So be sure to check out what we have in store. And if you're ready for more, you can explore our full lineup of games at whereinthepark.com. And be sure to follow us on whatever social platform you're on at Where in the Park for park updates, behind the scenes content, and more hidden gems. Until next time, we'll see you somewhere in the park. Bye for now. Thanks for exploring with us today. If you're ready to take your park experience to the next level, check out Where in the Park Games. They're self-paced, seek-and-find adventures designed for you to experience the park in a whole new way. Whether you're visiting for a birthday, a family gathering, date night, or even a solo trip, you'll be searching up high and down low for the details found in the park's theming. Get ready to discover a deeper appreciation for your favorite theme park with a Where in the Park game, and take 10% off your next adventure by using code PODCAST10. Which park will you explore next? Until then, we'll see you somewhere in the park.